The author is Anna Milbourne. She also wrote the dinosaur book I read before. This one is illustrated by Serena Rigletti. She's the one that drew the pictures. Have you ever wondered what's under the ground? There's a whole world down there beneath your feet. If you dug down a little way, you'd find plant roots reaching out to suck up water from the soil, and hungry, creepy crawlies munching through them. Nearby, you might discover a miniature kingdom where a queen ant has laid 1,000 tiny eggs, and lots of little worker ants are busy bringing food. A little deeper, a snuffly mole digs blindly through the soil. He sniffs a juicy, wriggly worm, tugs it out and slurps it down. Ugh. Running away from a fierce fox, a rabbit leaps into her burrow, where her family is cuddled up, safe and sound. If you dug a little further, you'd see hundreds of crisscrossing pipes. Some bring electricity to light up all the street lamps, and some bring clean water to each and every house. Other pipes carry dirty water away from toilets, sinks, and baths. Robots crawl through them to make sure none have sprung a leak. There's a rumble in a tunnel and a train zooms by. Lots of trains rush around under the bustling streets of a city. They carry people from station to station all day long. Deeper still, there's solid rock, patterned with stripes and swirls. Buried in the rock are the twirly shells of animals that lived long ago, and of ferocious dinosaurs' big old bones. They've been there so long that they've turned to stone. As water seeps through the ground, it wears away the rock. And after many, many years, caves like this one are made. In some caves, there are furry bats dangling upside down. Other caves are so deep and dark that no one's ever seen them. Miles underground, twinkling silver and gold are hidden inside the rock. Nobody put them there. They're just part of the earth. People dig deep mines to find them. They drill them out of the rock and take them away to make into rings and other pretty things. If you could dig even further underground, you'd be deeper than anyone's ever been. It gets hotter and hotter until the rock melts into red gloop. The earth is like an enormous ball. This is it, chopped in half so you can see. Right in the middle is the hottest part of all. What do you think you'd find if you kept going? You dig, dig, dig through stripy rock and bat-filled caves, past snuffly moles and tangled roots, and after that, I wonder. pop out the other side of the world on someone else's lawn, where they were busy wondering what's under the ground. The end. Hope you like my story. We have a little bit of an activity we're going to do right after. So in the story that I just read, they talked about digging deep and finding things underground. So I thought I would show you some things that we have around our house that are from underground. I'm lucky enough to have one of my daughters who is very into collecting rocks. So we have a bit of a collection here. The story talked about how there are pattern rocks with stripes and swirls. So we have this rock that shows you that. It's even got some sparkly pieces in there. I thought this rock was really interesting because it shows you, if you look real close, it shows you the different layers that are in the earth. This one as well I thought was real clear. Not only is it shiny and pretty, but it shows the different layers. It goes from a white to a light pink to a darker pink. Another example of a layered rock. Then we have some geodes. They've been cut in half so you can see the inside. There's some sparkly rock on the very inside, if you can see. And this one's really pretty. It's very smooth. We also have some quartz. These look like diamonds, but they're not. Rose quartz, very pretty, if you just want to zoom in. Then we have some other rocks that look like they have gold on them. Do you see the flecks of gold? This one has a lot. It's not gold, but it sure looks like it. Then we also have some fossils because the book talks about finding fossils underneath the ground. I don't have dinosaur bones. That would be super cool if I did, but we don't. We also went to the location that Jackson went to, and he showed the fossils that he had dug up in Miss Erin's morning class. He brought them in, he brought all of his tools in and showed us the cool fossils. We also went there one time, my family, and we have some fossils as well. We have some of the coral that was under the water. The area that we went and dug these up used to be water. Now it's not, but many, probably millions of years ago, it was water. We also have one that's a brachiopod. If you can see, these were dug. My kids used tools and they dug through the dirt to find these. Sometimes they're in the rocks, you can't always see them. This one we think is a part of a trilobite. We're not totally sure, but we think it is a part of one. But mostly what we have is coral. Then we also have an arrowhead. Now someone took a rock and cut it out in the shape of an arrow. So that was a really cool find. So I thought we'd just share some of the rocks we have since the book talked about things that are under the ground.